YouTube, let's do some album reviews. No, I'm sorry. I will not be talking about Iceman. I may, but I am talking about Isaiah Rashad. It's been awful. Trap Dicki, The Ville, and Finesse Two Times. F the labels. Oh, great albums. Come on, hear my review and a lot more, much more.
She says she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up the score, her number 4 plus.
All right. Good morning. Listen, YouTube. It's good. It's good today. Joe, right? What was crazy is it wasn't hot today, and I'm mad about that. Normally the girls, they have it together, but for some reason, they wouldn't write today. They was talking a lot, which was weird. That's not normally how they do it. They don't talk a lot when I come in, so I knew something was off. Everybody was chatting, and when I got to the coffee machine, the coffee was cold. So I was upset about that. I was looking forward to that Joe being on point. Anyway, good morning. Hello, everybody. I'm Miss Teal. This is the I Am Miss Teal show. Listen, do the things that you do. Hit the like, subscribe, all of that. Thank you for tuning in. Great topics today. I'm doing album reviews. Listen, I was at my black job and they had me on these 12-hour shifts strung out. The girl been working hard. You know, I got to feed these kids. So I got to do what I got to do, honey. So these 12 hours, I was able to pop the earbuds in my ear and really catch up to some of this music that I've been dying to hear, waiting on these EPs and these albums to come out. So I was so happy that now I had a chance to tap in to listen to these artists that I was really ready to hear. Like I said before, I tapped into Isaiah Rashad, Trap Dicki, Finesse Two Times. I didn't get to hear the Chris Brown. I was really trying to do Chris Brown too, but I wasn't able to grab him. Maybe I'll do him another time. But and I saw some other things. Did you see AZ and Nas on the Jimmy Fallon show? Crazy. Crazy. When I saw AZ, because I've been looking too, and maybe I'm gonna try to review his album or mixtape or whatever that is out. AZ just put out a couple of songs, maybe an album. I haven't got time to listen to it, but to see him on the Jimmy Fallon late night show, I heard Jay-Z saying, I'm expanding the room for older artists to continue in this genre and make music and talk from a perspective of an adult perspective, who they are now. So AZ have always been a cold MC out of New York. So I can't wait to hear the album. But did you see it? Exit phenomenal. It took me back. But anyway, albums. Let me get here. I don't want to make this long. I want to try to do this 20 minutes. Isaiah Rashad. Let me start here because this is who I popped in first. At the beginning of the week, I found myself, I kind of gave these albums 2-3 days. It depends on how good it was. And then I commented about the albums. I think I commented about Isaiah Rashad album. I said Isaiah Rashad. It's been awful, right? It's been awful. Dope. I think I said that. So if you haven't went and listened, go take a listen. He deserves a listen. The album is great. I said it reminds me of riding music. So if you anything from the South, you know, you ride, you get in the car, you do your stuff. If you smoking, whatever, you ride, you listen to the music. Dope. I like it. And then to find out that Isaiah Rashad was from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Crazy. I didn't know that, moved out to California to pursue a music career, but to know that he was from Chattanooga, I was like, wow. So that makes sense when I think I said, it reminds me of UGK, 8 Ball, MJG, all that Southern player slang kind of melody. I think I also said it reminds me of, it gives me melodic alternative rap, R&B. I think I heard contemporary psychedelic. My favorite song off the album, which the album is good. You don't really have to skip on Isaiah's on this been offered. You don't have to skip. Everything is good. But my favorite song, I think, is what I said. I can't remember. God, it may come to me. Happy Hour. Yeah. Happy Hour. Dope. Once again, I like all the songs, but Happy Hour is one I kind of find myself going back to. Baby, right? I kind of find myself going back to that one. I think I added that to my playlist too. I like the album. He also talked about, I think in one of the lines in one of the songs, I think it was Scared to Look Down. He talked about, I pray for peace, but I always seem to choose, the road of evil. So he kind of showing you where he been in the last, 5 years. He haven't dropped an album or EP in 5 years. This is where he is now. And if you do not know who Isaiah Rashad, a couple of years ago, he had this big scandal about him coming out being bisexual, right? Do sometimes the issues and the things that we go through in our life kind of detour, or it's bigger than our music, right? Because I think at one time people was really just focusing on, he had a scandal where a sex tape or something was out, or he was being I don't know the word I'm looking for, but anyway, exposed. I think that's what I'm looking for. But man, I think if you kind of don't pay attention to that or his lifestyle or who he is, the music is great. Could you separate? I think you can. I hear a lot of people saying they can't separate the character from the music, but I think it just depends on what it is that you did, right? What did you do? I think that depicts whether people would want to listen or pay attention to you. But the Isaiah Rashad, dope album. It's been awful. Go and check it out. It's worth it. Like I said, my favorite song is Happy Hour. If I had to rate it, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying not to rate people albums. I'm just gonna say if it's solid or good, because rating people albums could be kind of mean, right? Because my 3 or 4 may be somebody else 5, right? So I don't know. I'm working on that. Maybe I may not need to do that, but I would say it's a solid album. I didn't find myself skipping. I thought it was, I'm trying to see if I missed my notes. Y'all know I can't read nothing I wrote down. I'm trying to see. Go and check it out. Dope. Let's get here. Trap Dicki. I'm trying to, my mouse won't work over here, so I can't pull it up on my computer. But Trap Dicki, right? Second album I listened to this week. I like it. The only thing I think I wrote on my Twitter about Trap Dicki, Trap Dicki from where? South Carolina. I'm trying to get my mice right so I can see, but it won't work. South Carolina, right? How many people come out of South Carolina? It's a couple of people out of South Carolina. They dope. I like the album. The album is called DeVille, right? DeVille. I like it. Shout out to Trap Dicki. I think this is his EP. New face on the scene. I think my nephew hooked me up to Trap Dicki. I think I came a couple of episodes and I talked about how I was paying attention to him. He kept coming down my timeline. My nephew was like, he dope, ain't he? So I started listening to him. So to see his EP drop, I kind of like it. The only thing I said about the Trap Dicki, I felt like he had too many features. To me, if this is your EP, that you knew on the scene, we trying to understand who you are, right? So I thought it wasn't befitting to put so many artists on your breakout music, single, EP, album, whatever, mixtape, right? It was too many people, and it was too many big stars for them on this EP. That to me, it took away from me knowing who Trap Dicki was. So I think I wrote that. I think I said like he had Big X to plug. He had Da Baby. And I'm gonna be honest, Da Baby and Big X to plug are big personalities. So you have to be careful putting them on your album or whatever this is, because they're so big in personality that they take over the song. Gotta be honest with you, I couldn't hear Trap Dicki anymore because the baby in Plug is so big. Because Plug got a way of, when he get on your song, you got to be careful. His personality is so big, he'll take it over and you'll think it's his song. I think he did it over there with Wayne. I saw him with a lot of people. So even though Plug is fire, kind of one of my favorite artists out of Dallas, but you have to be careful when you got Plug on your album. You got to be just as big and boisterous as him. And I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about personality wise. He's so contagious. He grabs you. So I didn't like it. I didn't like that. He put Plug on it. Plug is too big in personality. He's going to drown you. So that was my thing. I think I saw Key Glock. I even saw OJ the Juice Man, which is great. These are great artists. But they was too big for him as a breakout star. I felt like it should have been straight just Trap Dicki. This is your introduction into this rap, to introduce yourself to us as the consumer, right? And I want to hear you. I'm the type of fan or consumer of music. I like to hear the artist. I want to hear what you're talking about. When you got too many people in the way, I feel like you're camouflaging. Right? One of my favorite songs on the album, though, I can't think what I said. New Philly. I think I wrote that in my post too. New Philly. Why? New Philly was the song. He was by himself and he was introducing himself. This is where I came from. I'm a preacher's grandson. I come straight out it introduced himself to the listeners. So that would be my thing about the Trap Dicki. Dope album, dope EP. Go and check it out. It's worth it. New Philly's my favorite song, but if he do an album in the recent, in the time coming up, try not to put too many people on there. You artists, to me, you got to learn to stand on your own, because to me, when you put so many artists on this, I feel like you're really not confident in your craft. If you need too many people to help hold you up, I'm questioning. Is this really what you want to do? You need to be able to do this shit by yourself in your sleep, right? So check it out. I like New Philly. It's a lot of more songs I like. What else I put on here? I put LA Nights. It's a bop. I think that's one of the singles, right? What else I put on here that was a bop? Morning, I think. Day Shift, right? And be honest, all of those songs was the songs by himself. So I'm nobody. You ain't gotta hear me. You ain't gotta hear me, right? But that's just how I feel about it. But is it worth listening? Taking a listen? Yes, it's worth taking a listen. Shout out to Trap Dicki. I can't wait to see what you're gonna do. If this music thing is something you want to do, because I question a lot of artists. I'm sorry if my mic was down. Sometimes people get into it for the money or for, just the fame, right? It's not really about the craft, right? So we're watching, right? The Miss Tia show, we're watching. Who next? Finesse 2 times. Speaking of, somebody who, bold, powerful, right? Finesse 2 times, right? I think Finesse 2 times changed his name. He was having some legal issues. I don't know if y'all been noticing. I've been saying Finesse 2 times for a minute for some reason. Finesse is a great artist. I can't deny it. Anyway, his new album, F the Labels, right? I like it. I think he changed his name to 250 Ricky, which to me is fly. It kind of take the finesse type of thing away. Finesse. Because I think he's fighting to keep his name. But being under the contractual stuff that he got with the label, I think people got in his ear to help him how to maneuver around the situation so he can make music. If this is what you want to do. If this is what you want to do, Finesse, take on the perception or the new name of 250 Ricky and really make music. The only thing I would say about the 2 times Finesse 250 Ricky, Finesse can rap, no doubt about it. But what are you rapping about? That's the thing. I feel like this, and I'm doing this new show today, me and my friend, and Jay-Z talked about how he feel like the new rappers need to read again. Y'all need to start reading, right? To, just advance your vocabulary, find new knowledge, it'll help with your rhyming. Did you remember he said that in one of the interviews? So imagine if Finesse Two Time really get into his bag and his knowledge and things like that. He's gonna be crazy. He's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you. I like the album. Let's get to the album. F the labels. I like the album. Finesse is good. I'm telling you, Finesse is good. Finesse got a way of he another one. Be careful putting him on your songs. And I don't want to kind of prevent artists from collaborating. That's not what I'm saying. But Finesse is one of the ones that when you put him on your song, you may have to go in behind him because he's good. He's just that good. I think my favorite song was Black Sheep. I think I wrote Black Sheep is my favorite song from the album Finesse, F the label. He called himself the Prince of Memphis. I give you that. I felt like Finesse is kind of one of the new voices out of the South that I feel like really could deserve a great push. He need a great A&R or, whatever that takes to make artists great. I think he could do that. Black Sheep, my favorite song. What else I did? He did a play on Order My Steps. It's an old gospel song. Who did Order My Steps? I can't remember. I think it's a choir, but he had a song called Player Baby with the rendition of Order My Steps. I thought that was unique to do. You got to be careful of Finesse. Don't play with the black church like that. But I liked it. I really did. But what else I said? I think high power coward. I think that was one of the songs I think I like. Finesse also got a way of doing love songs. He got a song on there called Scared of Love. I thought was dope. Once again, is it worth checking out? Yes. Go and check out Finesse Two Time F the label. It's great. It's solid. I give it a solid. It was good. Will I go back? Yeah. I told you, Black Sheep is one of my ones I put in the playlist. Out of all three albums, I love all. Don't get me wrong. But I do believe I listened to Isaiah Rashad album the most. I went back to Isaiah Rashad album the most. Like even this morning, I popped in Isaiah Rashad. Isaiah Rashad album make you do this right here. And if it can make me do this, you in. So I found myself going back to that. But go and check out these albums. Great albums from all of these young men. So I'm waiting, and I know the future of music coming from these guys is going to be great. Go check it out. Okay, let me get into something else. Thank you. Listen, make sure you subscribe. Listen, I put up a post last week, and I got a couple of hits off the short, but I talked about hip hop media, and I saw a comment that came in the comment and was like, "Oh, you mad because we talking about what's going on?" It's not so much as I'm mad that the hip hop media today is talking about what's going on, but I think we have to be careful platforming certain things that's going on because it can give the genre of hip hop and rap a bad name, because people are already saying that music is the reason why people are crashing out, which we know and we figured out that that's false, right? People would do that with anything. You don't even have to have music. People think guns is no, it's not even. People pick up a rock and take you out of here. So that's not it. But a lot of people like to take this hip hop thing and use it as a tool to say, this is the reason why a lot of things is going on in the world. And it's not true. So I put up a thing last week. I talked about, I said hip hop media or hip hop mayhem. I said they don't push the culture no more. They push drama, destruction, and division. The art becomes background noise while controversial things becomes the headline. I said it's hip hop media failing the culture. And like I said, a lot of people was upset that I kind of brought that to the forefront. because I do feel like a lot of big personality who is reporting on hip hop, I don't think they kind of recognize and realize it depends who you put on these platforms to be the face of it will bring the value down. And I think if you one of those big people in this sector that's reporting it, you need to be conscious of what you talk about, right? So just like clockwork, I was, as I said that, I was over on the Say Cheese, looking at Say Cheese, and he brought on the father of what's the young man named Queso, right? You know, the hip hop artist, the rap artist Queso. Right now he's serving time in prison for a murder, right? And I think at this time the father of the young man, he turned state on his son. He testified against his son and the other kids who was in this kind of situation with him also, so he can get time off and also be relieved from jail. You know, he didn't do any time. And so I was upset with Sean Cotton. I'm sorry, Sean Cotton, I'm calling you out, because certain things I don't feel like hip hop should platform. Who am I to tell people what to do? That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to tell anybody what to do. You could do what you want to do. But I was just saying, that's what I'm talking about. When people platform certain individuals and put them in the front and the focus, the forefront of this is hip hop. No, it's not. Because I don't even like the Queso dad. I think he's a coward. I think even the captain goes down with the ship. I think he was a lack of fatherhood. He didn't do fathering well. It talked about how in the trial his sons came to him and said, "Hey, we found the guys who did this to us. Let's go get them." Him not being a great father, because at this time now your ego, yo, I'm in the streets mentality kick in, and your fatherhood intuition leaves. And instead of him saying to me, I'm a woman, so I see things different. Instead of him saying to me, "Now, son, we'll handle it another way. You know, let's do it another way." He went with his sons to what? Take care of business. Listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's fine. Sometimes you got to handle business. But then the fact that you would turn on your children to say that they did it and you didn't, that's why I can't respect that. And I was upset that Sean Cotton would platform a coward. He didn't go down with the ship. You the captain. Captain, go down with the ship. You saw Titanic. They were like, "Cap, we got to get off. Come on." He was like, "A captain don't leave his ship. I'm going down with the ship. I died with the ship." So for him to turn his back on his children and testify against his son when he was there, it was a coward move to me. And I don't believe he deserved to be platformed. And especially what he was talking about. He was discussing other issues that could have been, you know, he's not, he don't have any constructive advice for the youth. He's still talking crazy of who telling, like you shouldn't even have the visibility in front of this community. I hope you guys getting what I'm saying. If you chose to go that way, then die that way. Like, you don't get to come back and get in front of us when you did a coward move. That's what I'm saying. I had a real father. He either told you what not to do, or if he was with you with it, he took the blame for it. He didn't coward out and throw you under the bus because he felt like he was too old to go to prison. No, nigga, you go too. So I can't respect that. And so this is what I'm talking about with the new media platforming the wrong thing. And people view that as hip hop. No, that's not hip hop. That's not the art of hip hop. So I didn't like that. But once again, it's views and click over morals, right? So this is what makes me nervous with the platform. The people who got the numbers, the big people, this is what their platform is clicking views, money over morals. And so I can't respect that. So I hated I had to call Sean Cotton out on that, but that's real. And then if you go to the comments, everybody in the comments was telling him, "What you doing?" It's weird. Why you got old boy up here? What? We don't want to see him. He don't get to come back and tell us anything. So that was my thing about the last week topic. I talked about the media. We need to be careful who we platform and talk about when it's concerning hip hop, because a lot of people is getting the genre effed up. It's not what you're seeing. Like, stop tripping. Stop. If you're going to go down, go down. If you ain't, then tell your children what's right. Be a man and say, son, you don't need to do that. Right? So that's my thing about that. I don't want to make this video long, but else I got. I'm gonna try to review the Chris Brown album. I saw a lot of kicking up dust over there about his album. I haven't heard the album yet, so I don't want to say too much, but I think I kind of know what people are saying to me, Chris Brown, and I'm gonna listen to the album. I think it's kind of like the Drake. We've heard it before. Same sound, right? And that's the thing with the Drake album. I didn't have to go and listen to the Drake album. I know what it is. It's just a mixture of all the other albums. And I knew he was going to come back and talk about the people he feel hurt his feelings. So I didn't have to listen to it. I already knew what it was. Shout out everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.